Hi everybody, my name is Elizabeth Willett, Senior Fertility Herbalist with the Natural Fertility Company. We are the naturalfertilityshop.com and naturalfertilityinfo.com. And today I'm coming to you on Periscope to talk about a little bit more about stress. So those of you who've joined me in the last several weeks on my Thursday talks realize that stress and emotional health is an area that I'm really passionate about in relation to fertility health and infertility and when you're on this journey. So today we're going to do a little, hopefully fun, enlightening chat. We're going to participate. I want you guys to participate in helping me or helping everyone know whether or not these three myths are truly myths or not. So 3 myths about stress and fertility. So everyone who's here, what I want you to do when I say what the quote-unquote myth is, type in the comments whether it's true or false. So get ready to participate along with me today. Hi everybody, thanks for all of the nice messages. All right, number 1, mental health doesn't affect physical health. What do you guys think, true or false? Mental health does not affect physical health. I see false, 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 false. Everyone's saying false. You're right. You're very smart. No, it's false. It truly does. Mental health truly can affect your physical health. So all of the emotions of your journey, depression, stress, anxiety, sadness, if you've been through trauma, all of the emotions around having been through trauma certainly can be damaging to you emotionally, mentally, but also physically. Stress and all of the emotions that are negative do manifest in our body. I think of this, I think this will be the most easy way to really realize and recognize it's happening to you. Think about when you have anxiety or you're super stressed and how your jaw tightens, and you can start to feel it tight right here, you know, kind of at the top of your jaw. How your eyes can sometimes be blurry, how your heart rate quickens, how you feel your heart pound in your chest, how your neck tightens up, your shoulders and your neck can tighten up. You may even get some degree of a headache. Your stomach can start to churn, feel like there's a big knot or lump in it. You might get diarrhea. You might get shakes as if you're cold, but you're not really cold. You may feel like you've got symptoms of the flu when you don't have the flu at all. These are all manifestations of stress, how they can actually come out of your body, your physical body. Muscle contraction, headaches, increased heart rate, blood flow moving from your digestive system to other areas of the body that need it, for example, your heart. So that could be why you feel that pit or knot in your stomach, or you start to burp or have diarrhea. It can also increase blood sugar, disrupt your sleep cycles, which all of you probably understand disrupts hormonal balance. Change your mood, obviously, change your sense of overall well-being. You may, regress, isolate yourself, stay alone a lot more than you used to, retract from your partner, your friends, your family, stop doing things that you used to do a lot, stop doing things that you love, blame yourself. If you've ever caught yourself telling your own self that what you're going through is your fault or that no one can help you or has answers, this is all ways that stress and all of the emotions of this journey manifest in your mind and in your body. Physical symptoms have long-term implications as well. So if you're dealing with stress and depression or anxiety or any of these negative emotions repeatedly, chronically, all the time, basically, your immune system can be suppressed. You can retain water, feel swollen. Insulin resistance can become exacerbated, or your insulin levels can change. Your muscle tissue can break down. You may actually feel weaker and less able to do the activities that you did before. Digestive health issues, your calcium can be leached from your bones. And suppressed inflammation response. A suppressed inflammation response actually heightens the immune response, which can potentially cause autoimmune disease or autoimmune related infertility. We talked about this last week, so this is in part why trying to manage that stress is really important. There is a link between stress and immune health. Okay, everybody, are you ready to type again? Question number 2. Having an adult beverage, an occasional beer, glass of wine, or cocktail is a great way to wind down at the end of the day and a great stress reliever. True or false? Having an adult beverage, a glass of wine, a beer, a cocktail is a great way to relieve stress at the end of the day. What do you think? Nobody's answering. Did I really stump you? What do you think, true or false? Maybe wine, true and false. Not when you're trying to conceive, false. True, but not every day. False, not good for conceiving. True and false. And then a couple people joined. Hello, welcome. We're playing a little game. All right, surely false. All right, okay. I know we're all adults here, right? And the occasional beverage tastes pretty good sometimes, right? And they're proving that there are health benefits to the occasional glass of wine and potentially the occasional beer. But when you're battling infertility and when you're trying to conceive, the answer is actually pretty false. Pretty close to absolutely false. Alcohol, we know, is a definite no-no when you're pregnant. It can cross the placenta barrier and affect the health of the fetus in many really horrible ways. You're going to hear from some people that this isn't true when you have one little sip of beer or wine, right? But ultimately, it could get to your baby, and we don't want you doing anything that's harmful for your baby. But aside from in pregnancy, it really is a good idea to try to cut back or stop when you're trying to conceive. And certainly if you're battling infertility and you can't conceive and you just have tried and it's not happening. Alcohol, so that cocktail, contains a lot of sugar, and so do some wines. That's really not healthy. Sugar is an anti-fertility food. It promotes inflammation within the body, suppresses the immune system. Of course, those two are related and kind of go hand in hand. Can spike insulin levels, can be problematic for women with, PCOS that's insulin or metabolic related. Ultimately, that cocktail is a definite no-no because of the sugar. But there have been studies proving that consuming alcohol can decrease sperm quality, motility, sperm concentration within an ejaculation, and also lower chances of fertilization, the sperm to fertilize. This is for male fertility. And studies are showing that women who consume more than 5 alcoholic beverages a week, actually, it takes them longer to get pregnant. And women who consume 5 or less alcoholic beverages a week may have lowered fertility. So there's really not a whole lot of good that comes from that. 5 beers here and there a week in a 7-day week doesn't feel or seem like a lot, really, but it can be when your fertility is already impaired for whatever reason. Alcohol also depresses the adrenal glands and slows the release of hormones by the adrenal glands, and the adrenal glands are important for helping you deal with all of this stress. So while you may feel relaxed by sitting down, putting your feet up with that glass of wine, the alcohol is also suppressing your adrenal glands' ability to help you manage or produce and release the hormones that manage the stress. So it's a double-edged sword, really. But anyway, when the adrenal glands don't function, you could potentially impair egg health, reduce libido, be negatively impacting your efforts to try to manage the stress and conquer the stress and the emotions. So, anyway, you might be thinking, I know this. Some of you replied and you're like, yeah, it's true, but I like a glass of wine. So true and false, right? But we have learned that unfortunately, infertile women who are dealing with the emotions of infertility and blaming themselves, who seek medical care, also drink more alcohol than women who don't have a problem getting pregnant. It kind of is a scapegoat, something that we think is fine, but ultimately can impair fertility even more. So consider cutting back or stopping entirely if you're battling infertility, and then certainly when you're trying to conceive. All right, question number 3, everybody ready? Get ready to type. Reproductive organs are not affected by stress. True or false? Reproductive organs are not affected by stress. False, 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 false. I think I out-trained you. I walked you into an easy answer, didn't I? False? You're right. They most certainly are affected by stress. My statement is false. Emotions that are not regularly released actually get stuck in our energy fields and in our tissues. I talked about this in the first question. You can actually feel yourself have stress within your body, those headaches, that jaw clenching, the shakes, the heart palpitations, the diarrhea, the pit in your stomach, burping, all of those various things, and it might look different for everyone. But actually the body creates and holds emotions when we're stressed. Stuck emotions create illness, contribute to disease, lead to hormonal imbalances, contribute to infertility, and pose serious health risks in some cases. Certainly, if you had a heart health issue and you're chronically in this fight or flight state and stressed and your heart was constantly beating and palpitating, that could cause really serious problems. And there are many more than that. But anyway, grief, there are specific places within the body where certain emotions get stuck, and I want to talk to you about those. This is actually something that was really fascinating to me and that I've tried to pay attention to through my own stressful situations. But anyway, grief and bereavement get stuck in your throat. They can cause injuries to your lungs. And great grief and sadness obviously affect your heart, right? Not only the feelings of your heart, but its physical ability to work, but the uterus and the ovaries. So grief and bereavement can get stuck in your uterus and your ovaries and impair their ability to be as healthy as possible. Fear and anxiety harm the kidneys and the urinary tract and are believed to inhibit male and female sexual function and sexual desire. So libido basically closes down a woman's feelings or a man's feelings to her partner and receptivity to orgasm. Obviously, those two things are incredibly important when you're actively trying to conceive. You're going to want to have baby-making sex, and you're going to want to have an orgasm because obviously the male needs that to get sperm to where it needs to go, but the woman should have one because there's this theory that the cervix actually sucks during an orgasm and can help the sperm travel along through that rather hostile environment actually for the sperm. So, end of the story. We have been talking about for many weeks various ways to help yourself through the emotions of your fertility journey. We have talked about, cultivating gratitude, working on positive affirmations. We've talked about meditating and yoga and exercise and how eating well and how all of that plays a part in dealing with the emotions of this journey. And today my purpose was to tell you that there's more of a reason why it's important, because those emotions actually manifest within your body and can take you a step backward on your journey if you're not continually trying to work at it. It's a process. Working through your emotions is a process. You've got to check in every day, sometimes multiple times a day. You may take a small step backwards before you take a leap forward. You may start a practice for stress relief and realize it's not the thing you can stick to or you don't like it. And that's totally okay. There's other things you can try. There are, guided meditations. There's music. There's affirmations like I've shared with you before, and we have a multitude of other resources for dealing with the emotions of the fertility journey, and we're happy to share those with you if you reach out to us. But I hope you learned something today. I hope it wasn't shocking what I shared to you, with you, but maybe you'll realize when you're in a heightened state of emotion, you'll feel it in a different way and be able to pull yourself out of it in just a little bit different way or in a more powerful, positive way. So you're welcome. I hope this was helpful. Thank you all for joining me today. I hope that you have a fabulous rest of the week. We'll see you next week. Take care. Bye.